My 21st birthday, which I spent looking out across the Tokyo skyline with Tommy Chong's daughter, Robbie Chong, and her boyfriend. And it was the first time that I heard the Bulgarian choirs, which made an indelible mark on my life. So, yeah, very significant. Monty Python collective, because there's such an array of talent within that pool in the agency, and everyone is so multidimensional. It's a really great platform for people to kind of really express all of their talents and all of their gifts, which in the modelling and fashion industry is something that is sadly lacking. Edinburgh Fringe. Oil painting, because this is a very pertinent question to me, given my history coming through the fashion industry. Primarily, I'm a creative, and therefore I thrive on expressing myself, and I feel that in the art world there's much more of a platform for me personally to do that. In the fashion world, I found that I was simply a blank canvas for other people to express their dreams on, so it would have to be painting 100%. A bit of both, I think, because of the psychological aspect of that. I think we're all made up of two halves, like male and female, and so I would say both. Oh, that's a hard one. They have to be hula hoops because I can wear them when I'm eating them. Oh, that's a good one. But I'm going to go for William Blake, just because I personally find him more beautiful, and he's a poet to boot. So, give, definitely, because in the reception you don't know necessarily the motives behind the giving. So I think for me, to give is the more powerful stance to take. Definitely. Peter Lindbergh, more classic. Mansion. Neither, because they are part of my past through the fashion industry. I'm in a completely different place, different things inspire me, so neither of them. Both. I think we, as beings, we're capable of embodying both in different aspects of ourselves. So, you know, you can be experienced in one field, but very innocent in your perspectives in another way. And innocence to me conveys a kind of cleanliness that I feel we need more of in the world. So I'd say both. Present, definitely. I've come to grips with myself. I've had an interesting path in life for many different reasons, and I've learned from my experiences. And paradoxically, I've learned to retain a sense of wonder. I feel more confident. I care less about what people think. And I'm just more happy in my own skin, generally. Syd Barrett. Poth. I was part of a crew who used to attend a club in the late 80s called the Batcave, which was responsible for the whole kind of goth movement. And now when I see a lot of people who are sort of subscribing to that world, I sort of walk around with my head in shame. It's like, oh my God, it's like responsible. So yeah, that's why. Frida Kahlo, not least because of her early experience where she was on a bus, and the bus crashed, and she ended up having a bar like go right through her body, and she was covered in gold powder, and she spent months and months and months encased in a cast and couldn't move. And I feel that I really relate to that kind of sense of restriction in life generally, in the sense that it's only like really extreme adversity that seems to create that fuel and that grist for great creativity. So yeah, I mean, not least for that. And she was just a visionary and very, very honest in the way she depicted her own personal experience, you know, and in many ways I think she was very brave to do that because it wasn't necessarily pretty. So yeah, I really appreciate that about her. Both. I think you can be experienced in some ways and then still retain a sense of wonder or innocence in others. And I think they're both equally important. And if you can reach the place in your own self-development where you can approach the world with a knowledge of how things work, but still retain a sense of wonder in the approach, then that is a very magical place to act from. New Year's Day. Spontaneity, because you can plan all you like, but in the end, the best laid plans go awry. So I think, you know, being able to meet the moment, you know, with whatever is appropriate, like, you know, considering all the factors, that's the way forward for me, certainly. I'm a kind of fluid kind of person. Truth, because ultimately, if you're really truthful, then that's pretty daring. I don't think you can have stamina unless you have balance. Romance is a comedy, isn't it? Art, because I can express myself within the artistic medium in multiple ways. I find the space one is given to express oneself in fashion is pretty one-dimensional and is always limited by the brief. So art is about unrestricted self-expression, so it would always be art.